Hello everyone, Scoops here, another episode of my World of Warcraft dungeon run. Um, Here we go. What do we got here today? Wailing Caverns is the next one. Oh, Wailing Caverns. This is another dungeon that's changed a fair amount. But I will see you when we get in there. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. Ooh, that took a while. Well, where were we? Oh yeah, Wailing Caverns. Here we go. Yeah, this place is always just an absolute not raid instance. Hello. This place is always kind of a mess. It's a very confusing place. It used to be a lot more confusing, but yeah, it used to be. It still is a very confusing place to kind of run through. So groups usually usually have a hard time. More than one person said hello though, so it's probably a good group. I win. Yeah. Yeah, I remember running this dungeon way back in the day, and it was just basically a giant maze. If you didn't know where you were going, you kind of had to wander around. There was a lot of I think they all kind of ended up where you wanted to be, but it was still a bit of a long haul, and especially when dungeons used to take a lot longer. Like, you couldn't just blast through groups like we're doing right now. You kind of had to spend a good amount of time on each little group, and so taking a wrong turn and having to kind of, yeah, it was rough. Yeah. As you can see, it's still kind of a maze. Still, I'm happy with the groups I've been having so far. Definitely, all been pretty good. Never had anybody drop out or like start cursing. Well, a little bit of cursing, but you know, it happens. Yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying myself so far. Bah! I'll eat the boss. What an odd thing to say. I'll eat the boss. What does that even mean? People, I tell ya, who knows what they mean. Oh, look, I'm actually having to heal this time. You dead. Greed. I don't really need a bag. That's a good thing about leveling up only using dungeons. You don't really have to worry about anything. Never anything at all. Okay, tank. It's up to you. Where do we go from here? We can kind of go two ways. One right, one less right. No, they can. You have to go both ways eventually. So Can't really say one right, one wrong. One just feels better. Because the way we're going now, down this way, you go through about 3 or 4 different bosses. This way, you actually end up going through 2. But, and it feels like these 2 are easier, and then you kind of go through, do like the harder bosses. Oops, somebody's fighting something over there. People gotta pick up. It's a confusing place. But this way is, sorry, going back to what I was saying before, this place still makes perfect sense. This direction. Oh, there's the boss. He drops a shield, and as far as I know, nothing else. I don't think he ever drops anything else. Crash. Remember, I used to love having the shield, though. I thought it looked so cool. Simpler times back then. I'll show you when it drops. Shield. Worn turtle shield. I thought it looked so cool. Look at that. It's a turtle shell, kind of. I don't really know a turtle that looks exactly like that, but you know, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it looks cool. There's another boss over here. This place is loaded with bosses, which is nice. I think that even like what was it, in Ragefire Chasm, the last place, there's still less than there used to be, but there's still probably like 6 or 7, so it's hard to complain about that, really. You're gonna get all those, aren't you? Gonna hop up here? Oh. No, these bosses are very complicated, I'm sure you've noticed. And if you've played, you understand. They like to start you off simple. I must get you down, scum. That's his name. I'm not being rude. Yeah, I think this will be a long episode. It's a pretty big dungeon. At least compared to, what was the last dungeon I did? It was Ragefire Chasm, wasn't it? Yeah, that took about, what, 10 minutes? This will be a bit longer, though. And this quest item is mine. I'll tell you, I think we're coming up to one of the dreaded... Is it the dreaded jump yet? I think it is. Or it's getting soon. There's this one point where it looks like you can just kind of run off and make it. There's a little bit of a gap. But you actually can't. Or at least you couldn't. I think they might have changed it since. So you had to jump. And if you didn't make the jump, it's kind of a long ways down. You just have to... It's just a long walk to get back to where we were, so... it was always fun when people would fail the jump and just have to run all the way back. Especially if when it was more of a maze, they kind of get lost if they didn't make it back the same way, and they can end up dying, just kind of running into enemies that are still up. Old school, gotta love it. Yeah. Congratulations, mage. quite like doing these runs. It's very relaxing. I'm almost not looking forward to when it gets more challenging. No. It's good when it gets more challenging. Because I gotta just have like a really bad group that makes things more challenging in a different way. Pardon me. Didn't get much sleep last night. Oh, you're going for that, aren't you? Bah, jerk. Oh well, there's more than enough quest items to go around in this godforsaken place. I do like the design of these older dungeons. You know, they don't have to be like a big grand kind of complex or have like a big story to tell or anything like that. They're just kind of like going into a cave. There's just something kind of nice about that. Something kind of simple. It's literally going to a cave. I mean, there is a story to it, but it's just about delving into a dungeon. That's what it's all about, right? Kind of slogging your way through. Although I think for the most part, so far all the dungeons I've done have been caves, so I guess a little bit of variety would be nice. I think it's one of those kind of game design issues where, you know, they kind of have to be caves or like inside of somewhere, because to have them out in the open, especially in a game like this where you can just roam around in the open, it's kind of like, well, if you know, if this is a dungeon and I can see it from the outside, why can't I go in it? It doesn't make any sense. That right there is the jump. I think they might have fixed it just slightly so you can just kind of run off of it so people don't fail the jump. Let's see if this guy, the hunter, makes it. Yeah, he made it. But yeah, people used to fall off that all the time. I don't even remember it particularly even being a hard jump, but people still had difficulties with it. This one's mine. It seems kind of like a bad idea to be the healer and kind of running off and doing stuff. You know, I kind of have an important job. If one of the damage dealers kind of runs off and does its own thing, that's okay. No big deal there. Ooh, I got a level. Ooh. Yeah, I don't really need that bad. Resurrection. Yes. Now when people die, I don't have to... Ooh, and Holy Fire, an attack spell. That's instant cast? I didn't know that was. Oh no, I'm asleep. Oh jeez. Thing's taking a lot of hits. I remember this boss up here, Verdan the Ever-Living, used to hit really hard. Like it was tough to get by him. Not so much anymore. Greed, greed, don't need a bow. More dots. Ah, classic. More dots. I feel like I need new gear. I think I've went through like 2.5 dungeons now without getting any new pieces. Not that it matters at this level. I could be naked and still do the job just fine, but in fact I might even do it better. Hoi! It just feels nice to get new gear though, doesn't it? It's kind of what the game's about. And he goes down. Ooh, actually, I'll take that. Well, I'll try to take that. Now we jump down. Wait, how do I get out of here? Oh, there we go. That was a fun jump. There's a couple times in this game where they made a design where you have to jump off something really high up and you land in water. And if people want to be just straight jerks, there's a couple classes that can put on like water walking. So you can walk on water. It's a pretty cool ability because water slows you down. You have to swim and stuff like that. But what it also does is it makes it as if you hit ground. So if you jump from a really high area and land in on the ground, you'll die. So what people can do is put water walking on people. It's a very mean thing to do. And then when they jump off, they will kill themselves. Sometimes they can get away with it, and they are just confused and don't really know how it happened. I have done it once or twice before, just to guildmates, just on my main character. It's a cruel thing to do, but that's good for a laugh. You're gonna go for that, aren't you? Yeah, you jerk. One of my animals is trying to get inside my room. You're gonna go for it. Oh, you jerk. Everyone in this group's a jerk. They're all completing the quest though, so I can do it soon. There's a boss at the end of this dungeon. At the time, it felt like a secret boss, because when you didn't have achievements, or really even quests to do a boss, you kind of... It's hard to tell really when the dungeon ended and when it didn't. And this boss itself, you kind of have to go back to the beginning, you have to kind of... There's certain requirements that you have to do throughout the dungeon, basically kill everything, to get this boss to show up. So to do it, it was kind of a secret at first, kind of. I mean, not really. People knew about it, but yeah. So it was kind of fun to get together, do all that. Remember these Lord guys? There's 4 of them in this dungeon. I need them for this quest. They drop a set. Oh, there's a piece of it right there. And I wanted it on my shaman so badly. Not that it's like even a big deal, but to get a set, like it felt substantial. Remember that shield too, actually. Oh, I want it. Not that I can use the shield, but I always thought the shield looked really cool. It's kind of the more tribal thing, tribal aesthetic. I thought it was very cool. But yeah, that set, I wanted it so bad. I can't remember what it looks like at this point. But, I think it's because I was a big Diablo 2 fan, and finding sets in that game was a big deal. So, getting a set, it's so cool. It took dedication, because they didn't have a dungeon finder for a while. I can't remember, like at least a couple years into the game is when the dungeon finder showed up. So if you wanted to find a dungeon, you just had to actually go out and meet people. You know, it seems like such a primitive thing now. It was okay, you got by. I was in a pretty active guild at the time. Still am, actually, but that definitely made things easier. Ooh, I just woke up. feel like a nap today. Bandit bracers of power. Don't need that. I'm kind of worried that I won't have any money. That'll be eternally poor. Not that you really need any money in this game, really, for anything. Just repairing stuff for the most part, but that's never too much. But still, it'd be nice to have some money. Normally when you level up through dungeons, it's not so bad because when you do random dungeons, you get gold at the end. Hold on, see if I can show you. Come on. Yeah, you get like a gold and a half if I finish a random dungeon. But if you don't do a random and you just have to pick a dungeon, like I'm doing right now, just to make sure I don't do the same one twice, you run into issues because you don't get that bonus. I don't think it'll be a big deal. I've just never done it before. So we are almost done with this dungeon. After there's one boss just around this corner here, and then that'll be it. Hope everyone's enjoying this. I'm enjoying doing it. It's kind of nice to go back and reminisce about all these old dungeons, because like this is going back like how long this game came out? Like 10 years ago, right? Like 2004, I believe. Crazy. One funny thing is I'm pretty sure my roommate's up right now. I live with my girlfriend and my roommate. And a roommate. 2 people. And one of them's up right now. And I'm sure they can hear me talking, but I don't think they really know what's going on. So she probably thinks I'm kinda crazy. Oh well, it's what we put up with, right? We get by. Robe of the Moccasin. Ooh, that's an upgrade for me. Alright, see, now this is the tricky part. Need to go back to the beginning. Yes! Look at that. Snazzy. Yes. Teleport out of dungeon, the old trick to get back to the start of a dungeon. You teleport out and you teleport back in. Game mechanics. Ooh, Anacondra's robe. I could tell you what these quests are, but you know, it's just blah blah blah. Cleanse this. Kill this. This is bad. Who cares? So yes, this final boss, what we need to do is follow this guy down. He goes all the way around and then fights up here. And he gets attacked a few times on the way. Muyo. M-U-Y-O-H. No idea how to pronounce that. Anything big happened in my life? I live in Toronto, for those who don't know, who didn't follow my earlier videos or didn't care. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but there's a new aquarium opened up last year? Last year. Yeah, in the city. And it's my mom's birthday a couple weekends ago, and we all went, and it was so much fun. I didn't think aquariums would be all that. I thought I was just looking at fish, which, I mean, it's pretty cool. I'm always into the kind of like natural history stuff, but like museums and zoos and stuff like that. Although I feel bad for zoos, but because zoos have like big animals, lions, elephants, and stuff like that. And it's like you feel bad for them because you can just tell they're not happy. They want to be out there roaming, killing stuff, and all that jazz, and they're kind of just stuck. So that's a shame. But for fish, who cares about fish really? There's no whales or anything like that. No kind of like smarter mammal-y fish. It's just sharks and stingrays and stuff like that. But it's all so cool. So you don't feel as bad that they're kind of stuck there. But it was a good day. There's this really cool part where you're on kind of a conveyor belt. It's just like something on the floor that moves slowly, and you're going through this little tube. And it's just like this massive tank. And it's got like just probably thousands of fish, just all swarming around you. It's so cool. If you ever come to Toronto, go to the Ripley's Aquarium. I recommend it. Of course, I've never been to another aquarium, so maybe it's shitty. Shitty in comparison. I don't know. Okay, the boss guy is like going crazy over there. What the hell is he doing? You fool. Oh, sorry. Long day. I'm recording this at 9 in the morning. I'm an early riser. I do everything in the morning. If I haven't done something by like 11, I'm just not doing it. Forget it. Spend the rest of my day just watching TV, relaxing, playing video games, but not talking while I'm doing them. Although I feel like I'm getting better at this. Maybe I'm not. But I feel after I've done probably like 30, no, more than like 40 videos. Craziness. So, inevitably you get a little bit better. I still don't finish my sentences, though. Now we get attacked by slime things. They're snake things. Slime things at some point. Alright, this is the final stand. This is the final stand in silence. Maybe at the end of this I'll start showing you raids and stuff like that. That's when it gets a little bit more exciting, a little more hectic. But we'll see how it goes. It's a lot of dungeons in this game. I wonder how many there are. How many episodes will I need to finish all of this? I know there's a few that's kind of hard to get a group for. Kind of like end of expansion ones. That they just don't really work as like leveling dungeons, so you don't really see them that often. I'll try to get in. 'Cause inevitably, there's someone else out there in the world that wants to get these ones done as well. But I might miss a couple. Maybe I'll come back afterwards when I'm like super high level. I can just go through them by myself. Just show you how it goes. Here it is, Mutanus the Devourer. Giant Murloc. Oh yeah, I forgot he mind controls people. That's always fun. It's fun when your friends get mind controlled and then you immediately try to kill them. You don't have to, but it's fun to try. Well, what do we got here? Ooh, more upgrades. Hopefully I get them. That's an upgrade, but not in any way I really need. Yes! Oh man, remember I said I needed gear? Here we go. Thanks for the fun. Doodles. Hey. And I'll say the same thing to you guys. Thanks for the fun. Thank you for watching. And like always, like, subscribe, and donate. Take care, guys. See you in the next episode. What are we doing next? Shadowfang Keep. One of the classics. Take care.